Hello, everybody. How are you this morning? I had to make some changes real quick, but I got it done and I am here ready to go. It's a beautiful day today. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Robbie Rabala, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Bern, North Carolina. I love what I do. I love sharing my ideas, and I love having you come in and watch and offer suggestions. I love crafting with others, and this is one way that I get to do it. It has been a busy week. I had classes this week, and next week I don't have anything. I have one class. It's a makeup class, but that's it. I have nothing. So I started a list this morning while I was sitting here waiting of all the things I've got to get done. And I figured that list would help me. So I'm going to be busy this weekend. I was going to go get my COVID shot, but then I remembered that I have Betsy on Monday. Woohoo, yay, Carol, for her class. And I didn't want to go and get the shot and then have to cancel. It's a makeup class from like months ago, and it's between her schedule and my schedule. We finally got it straight. So I'm going to hold off another week and cross my fingers. I won't go many places. But I've, that's fine with me. I will be okay. I can just go next weekend unless I have something on Monday. I try to, if I go on Saturday after this, I know I have to allow nothing for Monday, but I still have to check my schedule. I don't think I have anything, but who knows? I do have my next class all designed, and I've got to get that ready to go. I am using the Texture Chic Suite. I am using the Stamp Set and Dies, the paper, and that brushed gold cardstock. So be looking for that one to come out and sign up and join us. I do them online also. They're not just in person. And I love, like I said, I just love sharing my ideas. And I've done several online classes and the ladies love it. So we'll see. I hope everybody's having a great day. Oh, hi, Trudy. Hope Virginia and Connecticut are both beautiful days. We have, it's kind of cloudy, but the sun is out, so that's all that matters. I am, let's see, what else do I have going on? I don't know. I'm excited to share the cards with you today. I have 4. I did a lot of prepping beforehand, though, so it won't take as long. I just decided to play with the product and to see what I could come up with and to share some ideas with you. And oh, yes, everybody's got a beautiful day, finally, huh? I know that right now our temperature is very comfortable, but it's supposed to get hot here again, which is typical for North Carolina. So no big deal. I don't worry about it. I hope you have your beverage of choice. If you don't, you've got a few more minutes. You can go grab it. And did any of you take an order during the sale? I did a class that day, and several of the ladies, that's the advantage of taking my classes, whether online or in person. You get to see the next month's classes before anybody else. So they saw the classes and immediately ordered the bundle and the paper. They just loved it and are planning on taking the class. So, I placed that order. It was a very large order. There were 3 ladies here, and it was big. But we had a great time, and they're looking forward to the next one. Some months it's a hit or miss, but I try to do the best I can with what I have. I didn't know what I was going to do in November. October is Texture Chic. November is going to be oh, what is it called? Abigail Rose. So we'll be playing with some cards there. So I also have to cut this weekend for my Christmas Stamp-A-Stack. I had a lot of people sign up for that. And I did it a little differently. I call it a Stamp-A-Stack, but it's actually a kit. And the kit had 3 cards in it. And they signed up for a 6-card kit, 9-card, 12-card, 15-card, 18-card, 21-card kit. And it was, they get, so if it's 9, they get 3 of each card. So it was done that way. It's just easier to do it that way than to let them choose, because no, then I have to keep track of all of that. So this way they get their kit, it's got the cards they need in it, and they're set to go. So, you know, they were excited about that. They love making Christmas cards here. They don't make a whole lot, so I don't worry about it. You know, I do it so that they can have some fun and make some cards. I do have to see if I can't get my Alexa up here straight so I can play some Christmas music while they're doing it. So, all right, I've rattled on long enough. I'm going to take one more sip and then move this out of the way, and we're going to get started. So. I always have to move that, because if I don't, it will end up a mess all over my work surface. All right, let me pull over my phone, and then I will spotlight it. I have to make this bigger. Okay. Do either of you guys have split card textures dies? I love these from the time I saw it, and I thought, you know, I haven't played with them for a while, so let's do some playing with that. I have 2 cards for each one, and there's something a little different with them, so be on the lookout for that. All right, I'm going to start with this one first. All right, and I decided to pull in the amazing silhouettes and this tree. Hey, what's your problem? Lay down. All right, so I'm going to be doing that tree. She's letting me know she's not happy. All right, so with that, I pulled in that tree, and we're going to do some fall coloring. I did go ahead and I cut this. Now, I cut this even with the top and the side. The side had an edge that it left on, but the top didn't. So if you want a little bit of an edge, just remember to pull it down some. Okay. And now I'm going to color my stamp, and I wanted a fall tree. So I'm coloring the bottom with soft suede. And I'm going to move this out of the way, because then I don't have to worry about it getting on anything. I'm then going to use Cajun Craze, crushed curry, and pumpkin pie to add some fun colors. Oh, now Alexa's going to go up. Alexa, stop. All right, so I'm going to add some color here. And I decided to use the sponge dauber so I could get different colors in. All right. Now I'm going to add some crushed curry. And I left them open because I may have to go back. I don't know. All right. Ooh, I shouldn't have. I want to, when I overlap it, I want to make sure I use the darker color to do that. I didn't, and I got a little bit of Cajun Craze on my sponge dauber. So just be aware of that. All right, now I'm going to add in some pumpkin pie. up here and add it in. All right. Now, normally I don't have to huff on this, but it's been a while, so I'm going to huff on this, especially for the brown. And I'm going to stamp that over here. All right, and I may have gone off a little. So now I have a very pretty fall tree. This one will be the masculine version. I am putting my pads over here out of the way. So because I wanted a masculine version, I went looking at my paper and I found, and the whole colors were based on this. I found this piece, it had to be neutral from He's the Man. So I'm going to take and I'm going to add this to this. So it adds some background to it. And I wanted something not real in your face, so to speak. So let me add some blue here. I'm going to go through and add some dots in key places so that it stays stuck down. Add a dot there, there. I think that'll take care of it. Let me get this on here. And the glue gives me a little bit of wiggle room because I'm going to need it. All right, come on. Not yet. I should have done this from the beginning, line up the bottom, and then I can get the rest. All right, so there's that. All right, and I wanted, like I said, I went looking for paper to put behind it. Oh, thanks, Janice. To put behind it because, you know, I wanted something with some texture. And I think that striped paper is perfect. It's just the right amount. Now, if you want to take this a step further, then what you can take and do is just keep in mind that your tree may not all fit on there. You could cut it off a little at the bottom. You could take and put a piece of Cajun Craze behind it. And I'm going to pull out a piece and give it a try. All right, so it can't be, it's got to be a little bit bigger. All right, so this will work. So it was 4 1/4. 3 8. All right, so this was 4. This piece was 4 by 5 1/4. So I cut this one at 4 1/8. Ooh, at the casino, Kim, play the slots for me. And this one is 5 3/8. So I'm going to add this on here, and it'll be a very, very small border, but enough to give it some interest. Okay. All right, here we go. I have to tell you guys, I know I probably appear to be cool, calm, and collected when I do these things, but some days, for some reason, I am so nervous. I don't know why. And today is one of those days. I'm shaking because I'm nervous. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. Some days I can come in and I do fine, no problems. Other days I come in and I'm nervous. I don't know if it's, I don't know why it is. So if I appear cool, calm, and collected, I do good because today I am not. Today is one of those days. All right. Now this is going to have a very, very tiny border, but enough. Yes, you are family, Carol, but you know, I still get nervous, you know. All right, so there's card 1. And see, by adding that little border, it just brings it out a little bit. So if you put something down, you don't like it, try adding a layer underneath. There's card 1. I'm going to move it over here. You won't be able to see much of it, but it'll be out of the way. Now I'm using that same image All right. And this time I'm using it with this Texture Chic bundle, the Season of Chic bundle. So I use the seashells and the dies with that, that die. And for this one, I did my work ahead of time, like I said. I chose to use Petal Pink. So this is going to go on Petal Pink, and it's the exact same size. Oh, she's settled down. I don't know why she wanted to go down. Maybe that's why I was nervous, wondering what her problem is. She's given me a fit lately. She's really, I think something else is going on. I don't know if it's something else neurological or what. So I just keep my eye on her, you know. So all you can do, all right, now I'm going to put this on, and it's not going to stay this way, but I want to get it on even. All right. Okay. And then I stamped and cut out some seashells. This one is off-stamped Petal Pink and off-stamped Crumb Cake. This is Petal Pink with the gold, the distressed gold paper. And this is Pool Party with Crumb Cake on top. All right. So I'm going to put those on after I put my card together, because, oh, thanks, Kim. I'm going to pop them up, use Dimensionless. All right. I am using my Crumb Cake card base, and I'm going to put this one on this way. And I'm not going to do this on the live, but what I plan on doing is I'm going to, I have a craft fair coming up in November. And last year, everybody was asking me for beach cards. Well, I didn't think anything of beach cards. So this year I'm going with beach cards. So this one is going to be one. And I'm going to take and I'm going to put on, all right, let's see, I want it this way. So I'm going to put it on like this. And I'll put this one on the bottom and I'll put it flat. I'm going to emboss this with gold that says Merry Christmas. I did have some people ask for beach Christmas cards also. Oops, I need to move that down some. There we go, better. All right, this is going to go on with Dimensionals, the other two. All right. And I have to share this tip with you. Now, this tip is not my idea, but I think it's genius. I watched a lady on YouTube, and she was taking her Dimensionals, and I messed mine up thinking it was something else, but she was pulling back the piece and then taking the dimensional off. Well, I contacted her because I wanted to know how she was doing it. What she did is she takes her Dimensionals before you take anything off of it, and she puts packing tape on it. So she did this side and she did this side. And then she used her bone folder and pressed that packing tape really good into her Dimensionals. Then the side with the packing tape, she pulls out the dimensional and sticks it back. The backs of all of these things stick to the packing tape. I thought it was genius, genius. So I shared it with my ladies yesterday, and I had one lady who always buys her Dimensionals. I'm not certain where she gets them, but they're not Stampin' Up. Well, when I showed her that, because she hates picking off all the backs on hers, and hers are round, they're not even, how do I say, they're not a, they're not a shape like a square or anything. I don't have packing tape up here, Carol, but I can do it next week. And I'll take I'll take a sheet that's almost done because I cut mine in half, but I will do it. So make sure you send me a message and remind me so I don't forget. All right. And then this one I'm going to put on here. And then what I'm going to take and do is I will probably put some gold on here, and then I'll stamp Merry Christmas. So there's the second card, and that used Crumb Cake and Petal Pink. All right, so there's that one. All right, both of those used this one. So here's one where it's portrait, and here's one that's landscape. Now I'm going to use, and where did I put it? Nope, that's the old one. I have the other one. Where did I move it to? Oh, here it is. Now I'm going to use this one. All right. And this one I am using with Merriest Moments and the bundle because I've cut out my poinsettias and my leaves. All right. So I'm going to move these aside. This time I am taking, and I made this the size that I needed it. I am going to use this. I need to get a piece of paper because I'm going to go off. I'm using it as a stencil. So you can take, and I cut it out, and I cut it out kind of in the middle. And this is Mary Merlot. So if you don't have stencils, but you have these, you can use these. Now I'm gonna have to put it on here and hold it in place. And I'm just gonna add my ink. And I did this, I mean, if you want it to last, do it out of a window sheet. I just did it out of cardstock because it doesn't matter to me. You know, the thing is with the cardstock, you can use it for this color, but you can't use it for other colors. All right, let's see how I've got. Oh, you can't see it. Not enough. Hang on. This has got to be really dark. Okay. Yeah, it's coming through now. This will be very subtle, but you can add as much ink as you want. So I'm just going over the whole thing again, and it should be much better. The darker colors do take more. Ink than. Okay, there it is. So there you see it. Very faintly, but you see it. All right, let me get this out of the way. All right, and I did that straight on my Mary Merlot. This one will not have a layer. I'm going to give that a few minutes to dry. All right, so I'm just going to let that sit while I put my flowers together. And I forgot to grab my pearls. Oh, man. Let me grab them real quick because I was thinking about it as I did it. I thought the pearls would be pretty on here. All right, so I stamped in, making sure I don't have Mary Merlot on my fingers. I did this with Blushing Bride, and I off-stamped them. My Blushing Bride looks brown, but when I off-stamp it, it doesn't. So I always off-stamp mine. So I'm going to put these together with glue dots. All right. And I stamped the leaves with mint macaron, and I tried off stamping them, but you couldn't see them, so I didn't off stamp them. All right, I went full strength. But I love Mary Merlot and Blushing Bride together. I think they are a beautiful combination. I was checking that one. I had a glue dot on my sheet that I had missed. And I thought, well, maybe I didn't miss it. Maybe it didn't come up, but it did. All right. None that way. I try to make sure I don't. I'm going to add my glue dots to these and have them ready to go. Now, if you pull up on your glue dot and it doesn't come, take and pull the other way because you'll rip your paper. Ask me how I know. All right, I'm going to put those on last. I'm going to put this one flat up in the corner. And I will probably stamp this one Merry Christmas also. And I will probably stamp and emboss it in gold. Just because I think it'll be pretty. All right, these I'm going to put on with dimensionals. And I'm going to cut this. I'll use this one this week, Carol, so that I can have just a few on here. Because like I say, I cut mine in half. Not everybody does. But once you do that, well, that'll be a good way for me to test to see if I can still cut them in half. I probably can. If I can, I'm going to be ecstatic. So thanks for asking me to show you how to do it, Carol. I will find out next week if I can do it. That one's off. There's that one. Yeah, I end up with these things everywhere. And I'm thinking if you put the packing tape on it, those things won't be anywhere. All right, I'm going to come down a little bit here. I'm going to put this one here. And now I'm going to add my leaves. And I did these leaves because I didn't like the other leaves that were in there. So there's that. And I need one more. Let me see how high I can get it up in here. I won't be able to go too far. I want to make sure it's in far enough that it didn't stick up. And now you have to imagine Merry Christmas down here. I have to tell you, do you guys have, where's my set? If you don't have the Hope and Peace set, oh my gosh, look at that Merry Christmas. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. I used it. This was on my blog yesterday, I think it was. But I did this. It's sheet load of cards. But look at that. Isn't that a beautiful font for Christmas? And these are a smaller slimline. So there's that. I just love it. I love that Merry Christmas. And I don't usually get so excited about a font, but that is to me beautiful. Okay, so there's that card. Now I know, like I said, it's going to look plain, but remember, I am going to emboss it. So when I post it, it will be embossed so you can see what it looks like with the sentiment on there. So there's an idea using the using it as a stencil. Man, I am having a hard time with my words today. All right, and last one. Okay. And this one has no stamping on it. It does use this one. But this time, I need my scissors. I'm going to take and I'm going to cut around this, and I'm just going to cut, I'm not worried about, I'm following it as close as I can without too much. And I am trying to stay fairly close to the edge, but you don't want to cut those. So give yourself a little bit of a border all the way around. All right. And then I'm going to cut these two smaller, but I'm going to use my trimmer to get it. Oh, thanks, Carol. I'm going to get it as close as I can. Let's see, there's that. All right, I've got to do this so it's straight. You know what? I think I'm going to do this edge first. I'll flip it over, and I'm going to take off. I'm going to set it there. I'm watching my spacing. I'm trying to get it as close as possible. All right, let's see. Okay, got it. Now I can flip it over, and this side, I didn't put it on straight when I cut it, so I knew it wasn't going to be straight. So I'm going to put it right about there. Again, I'm going to start at the top. Hold it. Okay, so there I've got it. All right. And I'm going to put that on a piece of, I got a little tiny bit right there. My scissors, here they are. I need to trim. All right. This is going to go on here. And I'm going to pull it out slightly because it's not the same size. If you want it the same size, cut this first, then cut this the size you need it. And I'm going to, I washed my tip out the other day because it was a mess. It was clogged. So I just soaked it in some hot water and used my pin and worked it and took out all the gook, which is the reason why I love these little bottles, because you can clean them. All right, I'm gonna just kind of see here. All right, got it. And this one is going to go on. Oh, darn, I messed up that thing trying to show the ladies those dimensionals. So I've got a bunch of dimensionals over here that don't have a back to it that I keep setting things on. All right, this is going to go on a white card base. And if it pops up, just stick it down. Eventually the glue grabs. Okay, there. And then this is going to go on here on the card front, like so. And then I got to thinking, well, what can I put on here? Well, actually, I knew what I wanted to put on here, and the color was chosen because of that. So I pulled in the sailboat punch, and I didn't do any stamping. I did it all through punching. So I'm going to add these to my card base. So give me a minute to put my dimensionals on. And when I put dimensionals on here, I do cut these in half. I don't know if the minis would work. For some reason, I don't like the minis. I don't know why. I know other people do. But with this, I cut it in half, and I only put the bottom on here. And the reason being is when you put these on, if you overlap that mast, it will hold it down. So that's what I do. Okay. So let me get these on. I have to make sure I put these on the right way. That one came off already. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Like I said, I don't know what's wrong with her today. All right. All right. And then this one is going to go on like that. So I have to flip it over because I want to make sure I get it on the right side. And those are the shares for today. So I wanted to do equal time with both. So that's why you get 4 cards, because 2 with this die and 2 with this die. So you have some ideas, and you can easily make a stencil with this die too. All right, so I'm going to pull these in like so you can see them. And as it works out, 2 are masculine and 2 are Christmas. Oh, I did not plan that. Not at all. So there it is. Some fun cards using the, well, I can't find the paper. These dies. What are they called? Here it is. The split card textures die. So this would make a really pretty stencil. Oh, thanks, Carol. I knew I wanted to do the boat, so I had to find a color to go with it. And this is Bermuda Bay. It's the Brights pattern paper stack. So, and then, thanks, Trudy. Thanks, Ruth. Like I said, I wanted to give you some ideas for ways to use it other than this. These 2 basically stay the same. These 2 have a different idea. This one was cut out and this one was using as a stencil. And I know it probably is hard to see, but it is very, very subtle, which is nice, you know? And if need be, you could always flip it around, and I wouldn't be able to get it. Thanks, Kim. Get it lined up, but if you're anal, you probably could. All right, I'm going to flip the phone. Well, no, I'm not going to flip the phone. I'm going to take the spotlight off of me, or the phone, and put it on me. And then I'll get this thing out of the way. And there you go. So some fun ideas. Come here, baby. Come here. What's your problem? Oh, come here. Oh, she probably just wants to be held. She goes through that, but this is my Bijou, and she is a mess, and she's my mess. She's spoiled rotten. Oh, your little paws are cold. Goodness, are you cold, baby? Is that the problem? Goodness. Okay, well, I'm going to get ready and go. I'll take her downstairs and see what she needs and get her all straight. And then I will finish up these cards and post them later today. So be looking for that post with them in there. Kim says, hello, Bijou. So she looks tired. Oh, thanks, Carol. I love her dearly. I've had her for 13 years and I love her dearly. So I know that, you know, old age is getting up there with her. And I wanted a small dog because when she's sick or I need to get her to the vet and she's too sick to move or whatever, I can pick her up and carry her. So that's why I didn't get a big dog. I wanted a small dog. She's 8 pounds, so she's tiny. She's tall, but she's tiny. She's all leg. Okay, ladies, thanks for joining me today and putting up with my nervousness and everything else. I hope you'll come back next Saturday for this. And if you're ever around, I'm on YouTube Live. I do a live on YouTube Wednesdays at noon. And I always post the link. If you click on that link, you can join and see me. Now, I will tell you, Barb, who's on vacation, discovered that the only way you can leave a comment is if you subscribe to the channel. So when you get in there, if you want to comment, because I do have live chat there, also, just like this, subscribe to my channel and then you can comment. But I do cards in there also. I'm not certain what I'm doing this week. But if you want to see what I've done in the past, I've done 2 weeks of taking one card, clean and simple, stepping it up, and then to a wow. So I've done two different videos on that. So I hope I see you in there. And if not, back here next Saturday. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.